How y'all doing tonight? We're gonna be with y'all 1 second. I'm here with y'all, so y'all go ahead if y'all scrolling on by, go ahead and jump on in. I appreciate y'all patience with us tonight. I think we situated. Um, but I appreciate y'all coming on with me tonight. Happy Wednesday, which I'm still getting used to saying happy Wednesday, but happy Wednesday, y'all. Happy hump day, as some of us call it. The week is halfway over. I'm going to get comfortable tonight. I'm by myself. Um, in case y'all didn't see the post earlier, Big Man Genesis will be with me here in a couple weeks. And we will be bringing that show to you guys momentarily. Obviously, with the roads tonight, it is pretty slick out there already. And so we were not going to chance him getting on the highway tonight. It just didn't make sense. It's not that serious to bring a guest to my show. And so I'm here with you guys tonight. I don't know if I'll be with you for a full hour, but nonetheless, I am here with you for a little while tonight. We're going to talk about a couple things. We're going to just go over how our weekend went, how things went with the Jackson Black Excellence Awards, and just talk about life in general. So, last weekend, as many of you know, we were invited to the Jackson Black Excellence Awards to do the content creation and some of the videography for the event. And we had a wonderful experience. We got to meet a lot of people and talk to a lot of different people. And overall, the event was just a beautiful, beautiful event, like it always is. And so, if you were in attendance, you know that the event overall just was put on well. The production was grand. Everything about it was just to the T. And so, to everybody over at Jackson Black Excellence, thank you all again for a wonderful event. We appreciate you guys and everything that is poured into the event. Um, we were just happy to be in attendance and to be able to interact and meet with people. I personally got to see some old friends that I have not seen in a while. My friend, Mr. Andre Worthy out of Lansing, who is the owner of Walk Worthy Menswear there in the Lansing Mall. Um, if you're not familiar with him or whatever the case is, if you don't know who that is, don't hesitate to go follow his page and check out his men's line of clothing. Um, he has beautiful custom suits with prom season coming up. If you have young men, I definitely recommend you checking him out. I was able to fancy and dress up, and I don't get those opportunities very often. And so I was excited to um, be able to get out the house in that way. So um, it was just, again, it was in a beautiful event to be in attendance at. Obviously, shout out to Sharani Garrett for all the beautiful pictures that she took. If you guys have not seen them, go to her page. Obviously, she's got a whole album there. I believe it's over about 500 pictures that she took for that event, and they're absolutely gorgeous. Whatever she did to make me look like I just left Florida and got me a nice tan, shout out to you, girl, because I'm paler than pale, but them pictures you could not tell. So um, we just appreciate everybody. There was so many hands on deck, behind the scenes, making so many beautiful moments happen for that event. Um, there is a revitalization project, or a Home for Hope um, project that's going on via Habitat for Humanity. This was put out there in the community. Selena Taylor had a conversation, and we're calling on the community. And you can go visit True Community's page, Selena Taylor's page, Jackson Black Excellent page. All of these pages have the information around this, but the community is looking to be able to provide and build a home for Sharani and John and their children. And if you don't know the story, I encourage you to go watch the video. And as everybody has said already, get a box of tissues because you're definitely going to need them. You can hear me now? All right. They said sound wasn't working. We good? All right. So I've been talking to myself probably, so maybe I haven't heard anything I said, but I was really just recapping Jackson Black Excellence Awards this weekend. It was a beautiful event, overall put on by an amazing team. And so we were happy to be in attendance and just to be a part of all the encouraging words that were delivered, the people that we got to meet and be around. It was just a beautiful evening. So again, I appreciate my team being able to be there. Shout out to Catch My Vibe Radio, as always, in the building, supporting what I do over here at More Than a Pretty Face live talk show. As you guys can see, I do have one of my new sweatshirts on tonight. This is the Care with a Y brand that, again, I'll be moving forward with the support group momentarily. Life is happening fast, and we got a lot of things going on, so I have not set a date that I'm going to start this, but Care with a Y is just going to be a support group where people can come together, have safe conversations around the LGBTQ community. If you're a parent who just needs some support or a shoulder to lean on to have a conversation with somebody who's open and understanding, you're the people that I want here, as well as young people that maybe just feel like they don't have a support group. And so keep your eyes open for that. But I love my beautiful sweatshirt and how bright and colorful it is, and I'm gonna rock it until I can't rock it no more. So I love you guys and all the support that you guys continue to give me around everything that I'm doing here at More Than Pretty Face, and all of the things that make me feel as though I can give back in a way that's purposeful. Lots of things on the plate coming up. We got some traveling to do here in about 4 weeks. The team is going to pack up and we're going to head out of the state for a couple days. We got some shows to attend, and I'm super excited, like always, to be able to travel with the team. It's always an experience, because one thing I've learned about being with CMV for now a year, you guys, we have officially hit our year over here at CMV. I'm not talking about CMV. They've been around a few more years than that. They officially started in 2022, but excuse me, I joined the team last year. I started to say 2023, but last year was 2024. And it has officially been a year now that we have hit February. And we have done a lot of things over this last year, in front of the camera, behind the camera. But the main thing that I have taken away from this year is that when we all do come together and we stay consistent and we stay on top of each other, we do get things done. And I love that about this team. We joke with each other, but one thing that we are able to do with each other is also be very direct and serious with each other as well. And speaking, thank you, Chuck. Um, Even thinking about that constructive criticism and sometimes how you have to address the people that you work with, right? A few weeks ago, as you guys remember, I decided to take the night off with very little notice to you guys, and I just wasn't really feeling it, right? And so the conversation behind the scenes, because we're always talking behind the scenes, right? We're talking, and I was like, I don't have a guest tonight. There's not really any events happening. I just ain't really feeling it, right? And the comment to me was, oh, I didn't know that More Than a Pretty Face live talk show was only a guest-based show now. And when it was said to me, I just read it and just had the conversation. I wasn't really feeling it that day, right? But over the next couple days, I really thought about that comment, and um they were right. When did my show only become a guest-based show? And if there wasn't somebody sitting next to me, I'm taking the night off, right? And so tonight it was a reminder that because things happen and I do this live, what have I always said since I've started this show? Sometimes we have to pivot and turn. And today I said, doesn't matter what happens, I'm going live, right? As long as me and Cam can get to the studio, then I'm going live tonight, even if I don't have a guest. Because why? More Than a Pretty Face started with me sitting in my house alone, coming to you guys to say, hey, listen, life has happened and I'm no longer co hosting a show. I'm now the headliner, and this is what's happening, right? And there was no hesitation in that moment when I did it. And so sometimes you have to be reminded where you started from, right? I love having people on my couch. I absolutely love having guests. I've had now, I think I counted, we're now hitting about almost 40 people partway into season 3, right? And that's huge. No matter how anybody feels about it, um that's huge to have that many people believe that coming to my couch, my house, this is my house too, but coming to my house and couch to have a conversation with me is a place that their message can be delivered, whatever the message is, right? And that's the basis of what started me deciding that More Than a Pretty Face was bigger than that one night that I sat down and said, I'm here by myself and it is what it is, right? I didn't know how that was going to go. I didn't know if people would continue to watch or tune in or want to even interact with me. I had no idea. But I leaned into the fear I had and just said, it is what it is. Either people are going to receive it or not, but I'm doing it anyway. And so sometimes we do need those reminders from the people that truly care about us to keep going, even when you don't have the guest on your couch, right? And so um I am the yappiest of yappers, and I have a lot of stuff that I could talk about. But also in that, one thing I realized Saturday when we were at Jackson Black Excellence was um they snuck me onto the red carpet. I was kind of hanging back, just watching my business partner do his thing. You know what I'm saying? He was repping the whole team and all that. And then they both caught me, Ella and Chuck both caught me out of the corner of their eye, and they snuck me onto the red carpet for an interview, which was an amazing opportunity. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't really expecting her to say to me, how does it feel to be interviewed? Um, in in that moment, it kind of took me back a little bit because it feels weird now, right? Again, going back to where things started. How did I start in podcasting? When people ask me, how did this all happen? I was invited to be interviewed on someone else's podcast. That's how it all happened. But now, fast forward a year and a half, it feels weird. When people sit down and want to ask me the questions, it does feel weird. I'm now used to having the people here and asking them questions. And so it is a little bit different to be the interviewed person. Um, but again, it was a great opportunity to be able to just have that conversation and let people in the community know what that event is, and again the opportunities that present themselves at that event and the people that you can meet. I was I was introduced, not interviewed. I was introduced to somebody that will be coming to my couch in April, a young man out of Ypsilanti, and we'll be talking about that further. But um, as I'm meeting people, having conversations behind the scenes, that is being extended beyond our community, right? I'm getting to meet people outside of Jackson. I'm getting to interact with people outside of our community, which is just helping inspire me to just keep going and building and moving and having a purpose, right? More than a pretty face isn't really about me or anything other than I want people to believe in themselves, and I want us to be able to have the confidence to say to somebody, I'm more than what you see, period, right? And so this is bigger than me, and the only way that I can get it out here is to continue to meet and interact with people and have these conversations, right? And so I'm always grateful to go into spaces with people I don't know, I've not had the chance to meet before, and to be introduced to people. And no matter what that looks like to some of the people watching, the people that are cracking jokes and running stuff up and down their timeline, talking to themselves, um, y'all are funny, because at the end of the day, that just lets me and my team know that what we're doing is visible and it's not for you. So just keep it moving, right? Sometimes you have to um, laugh and keep doing what you're doing, which is what me and my team aspire to do, is just keep doing what we're doing. Everybody is not always going to approve of what we're doing. Everybody is not always going to, give us their stamp of approval about how we go about it. But trust and believe, when we come together as a team, we have a lot of good things to offer and to continue to do and grow and expand and to be able to build, to be able to give back to this community, which is what we're really working towards doing. And so we thank all of the people that continue to inspire us, that continue to pat us on the back and just say, listen, we see you guys, we know what you're doing, we see what the goal is, and don't let anybody discourage you from that. And so we're not, trust us. We have a solid team behind us, and we all stick up for one another. Um, we encourage each other with consistency, right? And some of us fall off sometimes, but we have to continue to build each other back up and encourage and make sure that one another knows that we're here for one another through all adversity and all things that happen in life when life is life, and right. Um, Hello to the people watching with me tonight. I got quite a few of you on here, and I appreciate you guys. My girl Jess, I'm so happy you get to watch me. Um, Not like that, but I'm glad you get to join the conversation. Hopefully, I can get your hoodie out to you at the bowling alley tomorrow. I've been very, very busy outside of my normal job, you guys. I've been really just trying to uh, keep myself busy. I'm trying to do some things for myself in my personal life. Obviously, before my daughter moves to Long Beach later this year, I got some things I need to take care of. Um, you funny Chuck. But I got a lot of things to take care of, and so I've been busy behind the scenes, really trying to make some moves personally. Um, so yeah, I've been super busy. I feel like I haven't seen my friends in a while. We dip off and get dinner for like an hour once every couple weeks, and that's really all I see of my friends lately. And I hate winter. I really hate winter. I want summer to come back. I'm ready for the warm weather to come back. You guys know I love the lake and just being outside. So I'm tired of being cooped up. You guys see I got, oh, maybe y'all can't see, but I ain't gonna bust myself out. But um life is good overall. My kids are amazing. I feel good about the things that are coming behind the scenes. Um, Even though let me take a quick minute because I got a comment I want to read. I seriously love watching you from this. Oh my God, I love that. Don't make me cry while I'm on camera, Lisa. Don't do that. Um, it has been forever, Jess. Thank you, Lisa, for that. I really appreciate it. Listen, I could just seeing somebody from camping, right? Summer is a whole vibe, but my camping family, Lisa is somebody I met. I've been camping all since 2017, I think is a 2017, I think Jess finally encouraged me to go. Um, but that's what I say about going in spaces and being around people and meeting people, right? I've met a ton of people through that experience, and Lisa is one of them. And I absolutely love my camping family, and I cannot wait to see y'all July 8th, 9th, 10th, whatever date we're going. I will be there. I just put in for my days off today, so that's funny that you're on here. Something is going on at All Skate March 8th is an adult party, David. Let us know. This weekend is Valentine's Day, and um I laugh because this is a holiday that I have such like mixed feelings about. It's such a Hallmark holiday, right? I don't really care about it. Um, but the truth of the matter is, I have a long weekend this weekend for absolutely no reason, and it falls on Valentine's Day weekend. So imagine that. But I'm gonna enjoy my days off. I actually think I might take a day off. Have not had a day off, you guys, since um January 5th is the last day I actually didn't work or DoorDash. I've been DoorDashing on the weekends, and I've also been DoorDashing after work. Again, behind the scenes, just trying to get some things taken care of before Alana leaves to go to Long Beach later this year. But um, with this long weekend, I feel like I want to take a day off. But listen, anybody that DoorDash is out here, and if you know me, it is so yes, girl, I will. Let's hang out Friday. I sure will. Um you made me lose my whole train of thought, but DoorDash is like on your neck when you become a delivery driver for them. And when it gets busy, they just alert you and alert you and alert you like DoorDash is busy. DoorDash is busy. And when you're like sitting home and you're not really doing nothing, you know what I'm saying? And you're just like, dang, I might as well just go out here and make money, which is what's kept me going. It keeps me motivated. But man, DoorDash, leave me alone. I want a day off. I need to take a day off and relax. Um, Wearing heels Saturday night did a number to my body, and I've been paying for it all week. I have sciatica, and the heels just, I don't do it very often, but yeah, my body said, no, ma'am, that was too many hours to wear your heels on Saturday. So I have really been paying for it this week, but I'm not gonna sit still. I got stuff I gotta handle. Man, they swear to God, DoorDash was on my neck. Jalen, no. I was like, okay, okay, DoorDash, Friday nights. Listen, I've made good money doing it. Um, you interesting, I could do DoorDash Chronicles on my show because some of the stuff that you DoorDash, I could give you guys a couple of things recently that I DoorDashed, which just blows my mind. I wish I could remember exactly how much I made to do these deliveries, but I had a lady Saturday morning last weekend ordered a large orange soda for McDonald's. That was it. Um, I had to deliver that about 2 miles. It wasn't super far. And then I had somebody right after that or right before that order a generic 2 liter of cola from Aldi. It was 99 cents. I made $8 on that delivery. I do remember that one. That's all they ordered. 1 2 liter of generic pop. Um, the plan B. The plan B also it wasn't just the plan B, it was also emergency cranberry pills for urinary tract infection. So whatever they did that Friday night, they was getting it in. Tequila, Patron early in the morning. It was about 8 o'clock in the morning. I've had to deliver champagne and orange juice early on a Sunday morning. Somebody forgot to get it for their brunch. I made $20 on that delivery though. It was worth it. I've had some crazy stuff, you guys. You just wouldn't believe what people will spend their money on to get something delivered. Some stuff I guess I can understand. Listen, if you're home, you're stuck, you ain't got a car, You don't want to cook. You want to order some DoorDash. Okay, but like make it worth it if you're going to pay for the delivery, I guess is what I'm saying. That one thing, that one dessert, that one coffee, I can't imagine paying the I can't imagine paying the DoorDash prices to get something like that delivered. But hey, to each his own, I'll keep delivering. So go ahead and keep sending your orders. Um, but yeah, lots of things coming up, you guys. I know there is some Valentine stuff happening this weekend. I know Lansing's got some stuff going on. So if you guys are looking for something to do for Valentine's Day, I think the flyer I seen said single relationship, beautiful, ugly, something, but it's everybody coming. Everybody invited. So definitely check it out. There's some events happening this weekend. Anybody else off work Monday? I'm officially still getting federal holidays off right now. I don't know what that's going to look like in the future, but as of right now, we do still have federal holidays off at the bank. So I'm going to enjoy my 3-day weekend this weekend. And like I said, probably be busy still, but it is what it is. I don't know what to do for my birthday, you guys. It's not for a few more months, and I'm not really a big like celebratory person for my birthday like that, but I need some ideas this year to do something for my birthday that's not just plain and normal. My birthday is the end of May. The weather is hit or miss. It could be still a little bit chilly, but it's can be rainy at that time of the year too. But I want to do something this year for my birthday. I don't know what. MC Light tickets in Lansing. Oh yeah, that would be good. That's coming up though. That's coming up soon. Um St. Patrick's Day is already right around the corner. Like it's getting to that time of the year, but not quite yet. It's always funny when my phone rings when I'm on live because people know when I go live. But um, I don't know. I'm just ready for the weather to change to be able to get back out the house and really, really, really live and enjoy life. Hopefully by then I've saved enough money. I don't got to be door dashing every single day. But going back to me door dashing, and one of the reasons I am, housing costs are crazy, y'all. And I'm gonna touch on this tonight just because um I happened to just jump online the other day. I said, "Hey, with Lana leaving this year, anybody that knows me knows I've lived in the same house now since 2019. I've been in the house 6 years, and um, I'm not in a bad part of town or anything like that, right? But overall, I'm ready to downsize, live a little simpler. The house isn't nothing special like that. It's just too big for when Lana and Silas leave. It's just going to be me, Janiyah, and my granddaughter, right? And so I was like, dang, let me just get online and kind of start looking at housing and just looking at apartments and pricing them out. Now, obviously, I've seen things online. I pay attention to what's going on, right? But I haven't really looked myself into apartments or just to see. And when I tell y'all, it ain't good and it ain't right. I make good money, and looking at rentals, 2-bedroom rentals, right? On average, right now in Jackson, being like $1,200 to $1,500 is crazy to me. And honestly, I think about my daughter more than I think about myself in this sense. If I wasn't around, right? I think about my 19-year-old daughter. She has a daughter that's almost 2 years old. If I wasn't around, she cannot afford to live in a 2-bedroom apartment. She can't even afford a 1-bedroom really right now. But a 2-bedroom apartment for her and her daughter comfortably, she can't afford it. $1,200, $1,500 a month. It's not affordable for young people, single people. It's just not. And like, I don't really know what to say about it because like I've went through home ownership, right? I've been through home ownership in the past. It's for some people. It's not for everybody. Contrary to what everyone thinks, Homeownership is not for everybody. Um, a person like me right now, I don't necessarily want to go into homeownership for a couple reasons. I don't want the expense of stuff that happens to a house, right? If your roof caves, if your furnace goes out, whatever the case may be, big major repairs. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want that on my shoulders. I don't want to be bothered with all that, right? So I'm alone. Homeownership really isn't for me. So it's not for everybody. So realistically, we can take that out of the conversation because I don't want to become a homeowner right now. I've been through it. I've actually owned 4 houses in my life, believe it or not. Some of y'all don't know that. I've been through homeownership. I worked in the mortgage industry young. I owned a house, I had investment properties and all that. So I know homeownership. Trust me, I worked in the industry for many, many years. Um, but the flip side of that is it's just not affordable to rent either. And so it leaves me in a place of like, am I really gonna be stuck living in the house that I'm in because it is somewhat affordable, right? Um, or what do I do when I do decide to leave? Or what if the landlord wants me to leave, right? All of these things swirl around my mind and I really I don't really have any answers right now. Or what is the answer? What do you do to really move to that next step in life? Um when you're in a situation right that like that. And it's kind of scary, honestly. Prior to this house and the house that I lived in for just a few months before this house, which I lived there 4 months, I had a small period of time in 2018 that I was homeless. And um, very easily, you can see how that can happen in an economy like this when housing is looking like it does. It's not affordable for many people to live on their own. Um, and so I don't know what that looks like. I just had to go on a little rant about the housing cost because honestly, when you think about that, okay, say $1,200 a month, they want a month upfront plus a security deposit, right? So you're talking $1,800 to move in to turn around and pay another $1,200 at the start of the next month. Like that's crazy to me. Like who has that? I don't know. I don't have it. Yeah, and on the south side of that, like, I'm not trying to be funny, but when we're talking that amount on the south side, then you start looking on the outskirts, and we're talking a couple thousand a month for rentals. Like, that is absurd to me. I don't know. And because then, like, you guys think about this. If that's how much it costs to live here in Jackson, and we know Jackson has been deemed to be one of the more affordable places in Michigan, right? What does it look like to live outside of here? Like, can you imagine going to Ann Arbor right now and looking at housing costs, not costs. I know how to talk, but housing costs in Ann Arbor are probably double that. And like, honestly, are people making that much more in Ann Arbor that it's affordable for them to live with that cost of living up there? Like, make it make sense. It don't make sense to me. Yeah, the way things are going right now, listen, we all gonna have to jump up in a house together in a minute. I know Worst Roommate Ever is a terrible show. You'll never be able to have somebody live in your house. Oh my god, I'm not the only one that watches them crazy shows. Cause yeah, Worst Roommate Ever, they be in there for real, getting they people and marking them while they sleep. No, thank you. I'm good on all that. Um, but it is. It's something I'm not making light of it, but it's you gotta make a joke out of it because it make you want to cry for real. Like it is really actually scary to think about. Um, I've always said I want to downsize and live in a tiny house. So if you know somebody out there that builds them, want to shoot me a tiny house up somewhere, I'm ready to move. I need the littlest of the littlest houses to live in right now, for real. I'll take a storage container house in a minute. Just give me enough room for me and my daughter and my grandbaby. We good to go. But it's actually the instability of things that are happening around us, right? Realizing that um what we're seeing happen, and I'm not gonna dig off into it, but what we're seeing happening in just the last few weeks, right? Um, we're gonna start feeling the effects of this quicker than not. And whew, let's all just stay positive. Like I said last time I was on here, keep our mental health in check, right? Let's stay around people that continue to uplift and inspire us, because it's gonna be easier um to fall into those feelings of depression, right, with the things that are happening. So um yeah, I mean, I just encourage you guys to find the little blessings that we do have around us, um and just try to focus on those things, because it's easy to um go down the rabbit holes of the scary things that are happening. Trust me, I've done it plenty of times where I'm like, girl, just sit the phone down, quit looking, quit scrolling, quit reading, quit, decompress for a minute, put it away. Um, because it's all egregious and it's all scary. But we can't overindulge ourselves in it either. Find things that we can do to try to empower one another, especially if it comes down to that. Make sure you're around the right people, right? Um, so next week, I do have coming to you guys with me my new once a month, at least for now, co-host. My girl Ari is going to be joining me next week, and I cannot wait to bring her little spunky self to this couch with me. I've been saying for a while I wanted to have a female co-host join me sometimes to have these conversations, and she's a spitfire, you guys, and I cannot wait to bring her here and just be able to have conversations with her about life, about being a young woman out here, being a young Black woman, her experiences, the dating world, right? There's a lot of tea we can talk about, and we're going to have those conversations when she joins me next week. So I'm super, super excited to bring her here. She's been a supporter of mine for quite some time. And I appreciate that with her. And when I threw it out there to her about coming to the show, she opened her arms wide and just was welcoming to the invite. And so I'm super, super excited to bring her here with me and introduce her to you guys next week. Definitely from one of my viewers online, you guys. It says, don't feel like a failure asking for the help either. Y'all aren't alone for asking for the help. Times are tough, so get yourself around a strong village. Now's the time to see who really rocking with you and who aren't. That's absolutely true. Um, Life comes and goes, and life happens for us, right? And I could go down and go back many years about the crazy things that I've been through. And one day I'm really gonna probably go into a deeper episode, um, more in depth about where did I really come from, right? I've threw it out there a little bit. I've kind of touched on kind of where, what kind of household I was raised in, kind of the overall view of kind of the relationships I've went in. But I haven't really sat here and gone into depth with you guys about my life and story, because again, this isn't really about me. However, to maybe understand who I am a little bit more, um, knowing kind of what that trajectory was and how life has really happened. Um, Over the last couple years, um, things in my life have shifted and shifted and shifted, right? And they've gone up and they've gone down, and some things have happened. And along the way, I've had people um that I was super close to and around an extremely a lot of time, um slowly kind of fade out of my life, right? And part of me is okay saying life is life and life happens, right? And then part of me doesn't really understand some of it. And I say that to say the people that are still here, the people that I continue to talk to on a daily basis, the people that are really in my inner circle, the people that really know that what's happening, right? The people that really understand what's going on. Um, those people right now in this portion of my life are the people that have been able to continue to encourage me when they saw me falling apart, right? That they've been able to hold me up and hug me and um remind me that the things I've gone through have made me really who I am now. And it's okay when life happens and things shift, but during these tumultuous times that we're going to experience going forward, and I encourage you to make sure that you know who your village is and who is really going to be there. And I'm not going to name drop because you know who your own team is, right? But the most important thing for me is that my kids are my solid, for real team. And in times like this, I'm happy to know that mine and my kids' relationships are on a very, very, very solid foundation. And no matter what comes up against us over the next few weeks and the few months and the few years ahead of us, me and my kids are locked all the way in. When Lana leaves to go to Long Beach with Silas, we're locked in and things are good with me and my kids. And as long as I know that, every other adversity that comes into my life, every other relationship that comes and goes out of my life, um, I'm okay with and I can get through and I can continue to um, move through life knowing that the foundation with my children is solid. And your tribe sometimes shifts, right? I didn't know a year and a half ago that CMV would be where I reside, where my team is, where my encouragement comes from. I didn't know that. Even though I've known Cameron for many, many, many years, I didn't know that he would be a part of my support team, right? Um, and so life continually happens, things evolve, life shifts, friendships change. And at the end of the day, just lean into the love that you know you have with those people. Even when things don't seem to be what they always once were or have been in the past. Um, so my testimony is deep and we'd be here a long time, but life is deep, you guys. It's when you go through um when you go through hard times, right? When you go through things, um and I'll talk about this for a couple minutes and then I'm gonna get out of here. I didn't think I'd be here an hour tonight, but um I, I'm leaning into I did go through a very rough relationship, right, with my ex-husband, who, just to clarify for the people that don't know me well, that's not my children's father. I married him after me and my children's father separated and decided to end our relationship, right? Um And when I got married, I never thought divorce was going to be an option for me. Matter of fact, some of the elders in the church, um, Sister Harrison, I can tell you exactly, Sister and Brother Harrison, or Elder Harrison, excuse me. One of the first things they told me is if you go into your marriage thinking about divorce as an option, it will be, right? And so during my marriage, I never really thought of divorce as an option. Even when stuff got bad, even when things were not right for me. Um, in the back of my mind, I kept saying divorce isn't really an option. You made a marriage, you made a vow, you took a vow to go through what do they say? The good, the bad, the ugly, you go through it all, right? When you take that vow with somebody. And I really, really did hold true to that vow. And this goes back to the friendships and how things and friendships waver, right? I lost all of my friends. All, not some. I lost all of my friends outside of my employer and my employees that I worked with at Sam's Club. I lost all of my friends during that relationship, you guys. And it wasn't because I made a conscious choice to say F my friends. That's not how it happened. Um, it just happened. I got so caught up in my relationship and trying to be right and trying to live right and trying to um not be worldly, right? I got into the church and I got spiritual and I decided to get baptized and all of these things were happening in my life as I was trying to figure out how to be a better person, how to emerge from the life that I was raised in, right? Um, I was raised in an abusive, domestic violence filled alcoholic home. That's what it was. I mean, without going into detail, that's what I grew up knowing, right? Abuse, alcohol, the police getting called. I know how to dial 911 real good. And I had an escape route. Me and my brother and sister knew how to get out the back door into the neighbor's house, two doors down real fast when we was kids. So when you grow up through all that and you get to something that looks good, right? It looks safe, it looks peaceful. Um, you tend to latch in hard, and I did. And there's a whole other testimony behind ending up being with somebody who had previously been incarcerated. There's a whole testimony behind that because I was the person many, many years ago that was like, ain't no way I'd ever. Not I. Right? God will show you some things. And I'm not here to talk about God because I don't know what I really believe these days, but you will be shown things in life when you about things, right? I said, never would I ever date or be with somebody that's been in prison. Universe said, okay, girl, we're going to show you different, right? And I went through a lot in that relationship, but I held true to my vow that I made to go through this no matter what. And divorce wasn't an option until it was the only option. Okay, because you do get to that. When things turn bad and you have no choice, sometimes you just have to lay it down and say, I can't do this anymore. And that can be a marriage, a friendship, a relationship with your family. Sometimes you have to lay it down when it's not good for you anymore, when it doesn't work for your life anymore, when it doesn't fit the narrative anymore, when it doesn't bring you peace and happiness and joy anymore. You have to lay it down and let it go, right? And it's okay to do that. When I decided to lay it down and let it go, I had nobody. I picked up my phone and I went to my contacts and I scrolled, and it scrolled about that far. I had no friends, phone numbers. I had no family members, phone numbers. I had nobody to call but his family. It got isolated to the point that the only contacts I had was his family. Who was I going to call? Y'all know what I did? I'm going to talk about this for about 2-3 more minutes and I'm going to let y'all go tonight. I walked over to the dollar store. I lived on Argyle right by Cooper Street at the time. I walked down to the Dollar General. And at this time I had been cigarette smoke free for 5-6 years at this point. And I had also been sober at this point for 8 years. I walked over to the parties or to the Dollar General. I said, let me get a pack of Newport Hundreds in a box. Lady looked at me. I've been living in this house for a while. She looked at me crazy. She said, for you? I said, they're for me. I went home, packed them cigarettes, I opened them up, and I smoked every damn cigarette in that pack within 2 days. I didn't know what to do. I was lost. It took me about 3 more weeks to decide to show my face on Facebook. That was the only way I was going to let people know I was alive still. That was the only way to come back out here and say, hey, here I am. It's been 8.5 years, but here I am. It was embarrassing, y'all. It was embarrassing to come out to talk about what I went through. My friends had no idea what I was going through. Jess would check on me. She'll come out to Sam's Club and just slide a little, how you doing? I miss you. But always worrying that my ex was going to be tipping around the corner ready to check out. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of stuff I went through. And I guess I really said all that to just say life happens to us. And we don't know sometimes what causes people to come and go from your life, right? I'm pretty disconnected from my immediate family that I grew up with. My siblings, my parents, right? I'm pretty disconnected from them. Um, I don't really know why. I don't have the answers, and again, I've laid it down. I don't really worry about it anymore. Um, but I won't go through it again. I will ensure that I do not put myself back in a position or allow myself to get in another position where somebody can steal my joy, my happiness, and the people that I love out of my life. Maybe that's why I've been alone for so long. The fear of somebody ever coming into my life, taking control of my life again. Um, that's deep, y'all. I don't talk about that very often, but I've been alone almost 9 years. That's not something I ever expected, right? Have I had people in my life? Yes. Have I dated a couple people here and there? Yes. Has any of them amounted to anything at this point? No, right? And part of it is probably me. I can't let somebody have that control over me again. And so I got to find a healthy relationship, or I got to let a healthy relationship find me. Until that happens, I guess I'm comfortable here, right? Um, but I love y'all. I'm going to jump up off here because it's cold and it's probably snowing like hell outside. So I'm going to oh, you done flipped the camera on you, sir. Cameron say he want to say hi to y'all tonight too. Just talk to him, Cam. Just say hello, hello. But I could get real emotional going over my life, my testimony, my story. But I guess really I'm just saying, at the end of the day, y'all, keep your strong village around you. Um, Make sure that you love on yourself first and foremost, though, because that is one thing. When I made my decision to lay that situation down, the reason was January. Oddly, this is the dumbest ass date ever I'm going to throw out here, but um, January 6th of 2016, I looked at myself in the mirror and I did not recognize myself physically. And I could go back and maybe I'll post pictures for you guys that don't know, but I didn't recognize myself, y'all. I stood and looked in the mirror and I'm like, my exact words were, forgive me for cussing. I said, bitch, who are you? Who are you right now? Like, who are you? What happened to that girl before all this? And so uh, that day I decided to start making a way to lay that situation down and get me and my kids to a better life and a happy, peaceful life. And so since June 24th, 2016, we have been shifting and moving to a better place. And here we are in 2025, and I could have never imagined that this many years later I would have a podcast, a team, and a family that I have created surrounding me with their love. And so, with that, I'm going to leave you guys with some words of encouragement. If you're out tonight, be safe. If you go out this weekend, no drinking and driving. Make sure that you call on somebody. If you're feeling a little uncertain about how you're feeling, reach out, tap into my inbox, call somebody. You're not alone. I absolutely love you guys for everything that you are for me. As much as you guys say I do for you, honestly, this is just a way of me saying thank you to you guys for supporting everything that I do. So, with that, I love you guys. I will be back next week to introduce my new co-host, Ari. I cannot wait to see you guys. You guys have a great weekend. I love y'all. Tap in with me next week. We out. In the live.